Great show today. We got a lot to talk about. The golf internet world is abuzz with the Internet Invitational, so we go through all the details of that. Heartbreak with St. Louis Blues, I have to talk about that. Sir Elton John trying to reach out to Rory McIlroy made me laugh. Scottie Scheffler won by $1 trillion, and we're heading into the second major of the year with all kinds of the top players playing the best. Speaking of top players playing the best, Chevy, athletic, bold, commanding. Equinox EV helps you show up in style, though looking good on the course. It's still going to be up to you. If it's distance you're after, Equinox EV offers 319 miles of EPA estimated electric range with front wheel drive. Leave the drive in the Equinox EV and show up to the course energized with available Super Cruise hands-free driver assistance technology. Fun show today, boys, and it's all brought to you by Chevy.
Very fun show for me. Still not a father, so that's a quick update right off the top of the show. But we do get into a lot of that stuff with our guy Brendan Jones, who's on the ones and twos, who just did become a dad. It's a great conversation towards the end of the podcast that you're going to want to stick around for. And we did just release Golf Dad hats, the newest edition, the 47 brand edition of them, and they are awesome. I can't stop talking about them. Great show, great car company for us. We have been with Chevrolet for years now, and that's all we drive when we're on the road, when we're at home. It's an amazing vehicle, and we love it. We absolutely love it. Great partnership.
The Equinox EV, it's got a massive 17-inch diagonal center screen, the largest of any EV in its class. When it comes to EVs, Equinox EV is the smartest choice you can make.
And then I asked the question, like, why is the second favorite plus 1,800? And the answer is because Scottie was just going to win.
Foreplay, presented by Barstool Sports. Big show. So last week, the Internet Invitational was announced in classic fashion. It was announced sort of like right after we put out our last podcast. Then there's the lag time. It's been 5 days or so. We haven't really talked about it on the show yet. That's huge in our world. That's huge in kind of this entire world. So we got to go through all of that. Scottie Scheffler wins by $1 trillion at the Byron Nelson, his home town event down in Dallas, going to the PGA Championship. He's the only player in the top 10 that is not playing this week at the Truist. We've got Rory, we've got the whole crew. So Scottie will be going into the PGA Championship on a high. Bryson DeChambeau won in Korea. So it's pretty simple to see going into this year's second major. Might have ourselves a little Rory, Scottie, Bryson situation occurring. We got Rory making some comments now that he did kind of the New York tour about things that he's heard from Tiger, from a couple other folks in the world. So quite a bit to get to. We could start with the St. Louis Blues. I have to just address that really quickly. I'm going to say this. When your team wins the Stanley Cup, you say a lot of things to the gods. You make a lot of promises to the sports gods. You say, I don't give a fuck if we don't get a break for another decade, for another 100 years. Please let this puck go. And you win game 5 in the first round against Winnipeg when you probably shouldn't have. You win game 7, double overtime against Dallas. You have all these things go right. You win game 7 in Boston, and you're totally fine with all these. I don't need any break ever, never again. Let's just win this one cup, please. And you get it done. And you kind of forget that you made all those promises. And something like what happened last night occurs where the St. Louis Blues were in total control the entire game. They were 8 points out of a playoff spot during the Four Nations, which feels like it was yesterday, and they came charging all the way up. Monty, coach, took them from Boston. He took the Blues from one of the worst teams in the league to the hottest team going to the playoffs. Winnipeg Jets are the best team in the regular season, the President's Cup champ. They've never really been able to get over the hump. They got maybe the best regular season goalie in the NHL, but he struggles in the playoffs, and it was looking great. And then there's just no worse feeling as a sports fan than when the home team pulls their goalie in hockey and you can't get the puck out, and it just feels inevitable. And as a Blues fan, I can't tell you how inevitable that felt, to the point that the only thing that really felt surprising about it was that it was 1.6 seconds left, not that it was like 25 seconds left, because it felt so inevitable. But you can't have your fucking heart ripped out as a fan harder than that. Seeing all the boys, Robert Thomas, who's a great friend of mine, seeing them just down with their hands on their knees, like in tears, seeing Montgomery thank all the fans after, it just fucking sucks. It's why sports are great, but man, you can't have your team lose like that more brutally.
No, that was devastating. Historically devastating. like the most historical loss you can have in Game 7, right? Like that they've never had a later game tying goal. And like to happen in their building with the white out, and it just felt inevitable. And giving up that second goal was like, okay. And then to give up the game tying one was, it made me jump off my couch. Like there's no way that goal just went in. Honestly, like the whiffed shot and the guy not breaking his stick, the defenseman on Winnipeg not breaking his stick in that scenario, getting the puck back and being able to like fire it across the fucking ice, like not deflected. And then that guy being able to fire it to the slot and get deflected in. If once he whiffs on that first shot, I bet you the percentage of tying that game was like negative 0.1 million.
Couldn't believe he whiffed. And I thought, same in that moment, I thought, holy shit, how lucky did we get? Did his stick just break? It's completely over. There was like 3 seconds left when that happened.
I know.
3 seconds left.
And then whoever that was, shout out to the guy on the Jets who just like wins the battle to get the puck back to him. Like the Blues guy could have just stepped right up and just fucking fired it out. But like, I think everyone was like, oh, where's that puck right now? Did he just whiff?
Yeah. That was like, I can't believe we're going to hold on. This is insane. And then next thing you know, that happened so fast. Like, oh my God, we're holding on. They're not getting that many chances. Dude. It's over. And then bing, bang, it was just in. You were just
like, think about how fast that was on the ice. Like you're like a defenseman and you're like, whiff. Oh, he's got the puck back. It's across the ice, goal. It's like, holy shit. What? The game's tied. Now everyone in white is now going nuts in the crowd. So yeah, no, it's insane. Hockey is the best. It's been such a good playoff series. Shout out to my guy, Brock Nelson, first round exit. Gets traded to like the best team in the league, and then I mean, I text my buddies. I'm like, a Brock team blew a 2-goal lead in the third period in a Game 7. There's no way. You know what I mean? Like his whole career, this guy's been on just like bad losses. He's such a great player. But who knows what the future holds now with the summer coming up. He's a free agent. I'm excited to see what happens with Brock Nelson. But just a tough couple days for the Colorado and St. Louis Blues.
It's like you're trying to win a golf tournament, trying to win a hockey game in this first round. It's like, dude, no lead has been safe. We've seen so many teams up by 2-3 goals. And I know you mentioned it last time we were talking about a little DraftKings Sportsbook. Like it live is the betting. Move is to live bet when teams are down a goal or two, because the leads are just not safe. It's so nervy trying to hold on to a lead. Hockey is so much about momentum. Every team is so close when you really come down to the nuts and bolts of it. And that was a great example of it. It's like, dude, the Blues are in such control going into the third, and then they got outshot 1 trillion to like 4 over the next couple periods, and we're just on their heels the whole time. You're just trying to get to that buzzer. Can't fucking do it. And you just know it, man. It's inevitable. You can feel it as a sports fan. You can feel it as a fan of the team. Group text has never been lower. You know, going from just making fun of Hallebuck all week long, chirping him. He's so nervous going into the game, sending memes about his fucking eye drills and the whole thing, to just, I don't know if our group text will say a word until October now. I mean, it's over. It's just
I don't know if an arena can get much louder than that. Like if you had to concoct the perfect scenario for the loudest possible cheer in an arena, I think that's it. I think in a Game 7, sending it to overtime with less than 2 seconds left, I don't think an arena can get much louder than that. I don't know if they track that. I don't know if there's they have the ability to track that, but if they do, I think in Winnipeg last night, that's as loud as an arena's ever been. It was
already crazy. A very loud place.
It was just, it was crazy. I mean, I wasn't watching, if we're being honest, because I'm not the biggest hockey guy. I do like Game 7s, but I just didn't have that one on. We were traveling all day yesterday. But when I saw the clip, I actually couldn't believe how little time was left on the clock. And that is just so fucking brutal. You know, you gave the sports world a great sports moment. That should be your takeaway right there. It's like, wow.
You know, we really, everybody's welcome.
Everybody should be thanking the St. Louis Blues, because they gave the sports world quite a moment.
It sucks. The one thing I will say is I don't know if I had the same belief in this Blues team as I had in the others. Like going up against Dallas, they're going to get Heiskanen back. They're going to get Robertson back. Mm-hmm. Going through the whole gambit is just not going to be easy. So it wasn't like that team in 2019. I remember thinking against the Dallas Stars in Game 7, like if they win this game, they're winning the cup. They're so much better than everybody else. And I don't know that I had the same feeling, but it doesn't matter. You can win any series barely by a goal, and next thing you know, you win the cup. So anybody, it's just, you try to justify it to yourself, but fuck me. It was, to be on the wrong side of that is just as bad as it gets. What a text message me and Frankie just got.
Yeah, that's a big one. So
It's a nice text.
Yeah, JT has confirmed that he got a new number. He texted Riggs and I and said, really appreciate those text messages, but this is my new number, which is huge news because, like I said, I've been checking that to see if that delivered for about, when was Hilton Head? 2.5 weeks ago? 3 weeks ago?
So, 3 weeks ago maybe?
Yeah, I've been checking that for a long time. I think 2 nights ago I was kind of laying in bed and I kind of scrolled down to that and I just saw that it still hadn't been delivered. And I'm like, that can't be. He can't still be on airplane mode. How long is that flight, man? Like, I've seen him golf since then. So I don't know. I was pretty pumped to just see that come through during that kind of St. Louis Blues, recap. But
I don't think we as regular people realize how often rich and famous people change their number. I think we don't have that down yet because I think it happens like 4 times a year for like the big people.
Yeah. I'd like to change I think I should change my number. I'll go through with it at some point, but I don't want to have to do it. It's a fucking nightmare. I feel like to have to change your number, but I've got some issues with my phone number for sure over the years. And I'm not going to get into it, but it's just, it's annoying and it's bad. What's like some people do with your phone number. It's like nonstop. But my number used to just get blown out there during the pizza review days because I would call a pizza place for, let's call it 1,500 pizza reviews, right? And my number was always the one that would go on the record. Like, oh my God. Like, so I'd call for a pizza. We'd go do the review. They'd be like, what was that number? And then I'd get called all the time. You got to bring Dave back. We fucked up the review. Text messages. Where the fuck are you guys? Like, why? You got to go to my buddy's pizza place. Fuck Borelli's. How could he give us a better review? Like shit like that. Like over the years, there was one span where we were doing reviews from Martha's Vineyard to Cape Cod, where we were in Cape Cod or Dave. Dave was in Nantucket and he would come to Cape Cod and like people would bring him pizza.
I remember.
Do you remember this?
Oh yeah,
I do.
And then there were times, right? And there were times where people, they would go on the ferry. He would wait for them on the ferry at Nantucket and they would hand him the pizza and it was a whole thing. And I didn't have to go to him. I just had to set him up. The guys would actually film Dave when they got there. Do you remember this? Yes. It was unbelievable.
Oh yeah.
Now I had to set up in my phone.
Mr. Portnoy filmed a couple of those, I feel like, too.
His finger in the video and one of them.
That's right.
I had to set up in my phone Monday pizza, Tuesday pizza, Wednesday pizza, Thursday pizza, Friday pizza, and I had Monday pizza 1, Monday pizza 2, and it kept going because I had to keep in contact with these people because if they flaked on me in the morning, it was insane. I had these phone numbers. They were not DMs or tweets or whatever. So those people have really gotten used to messaging me back because we like had some sort of conversation. When they text me, we have some blue and white in there. You know what I mean? So it's bad. It's unfortunate, but at some point I'll have to change it, I think.
Change it.
I know I should. I really should.
But you are right. Like when JT changes his number, no offense to you, but people are like, they want his number. So like if he changes his number, the people that want his number are maybe going to get it. For you, it's just you're just going to lose people. You're going to lose a lot of many people that you wish you had, and it's
might be good though.
Might be a good thing. Might be a good reset.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of how many like random texts I get. It's not that many of like people that I actually like want to text me, not like psychopaths that like are mad that like the L in Borelli's is lighter than the B on the outside neon. One guy texted me that once.
That guy's right about that.
Yeah, he's like, your dad replaced the B and he didn't replace the rest, and it's driving me fucking crazy. I'm like, I don't know what else to tell you, man. It's a 70-year-old restaurant. Guy's been grinding 70 years, Yeah. There's a little beauty in that.
Yeah. Imperfections are what make it great.
Of course.
But yeah, I had a very, very nice text that we got from JT. That's nice to see. I think I told this story in the podcast, but I remember last year during the US Open at Pinehurst, I was rolling around on the old golf cart. Shout out to Easy Go, our old friends, and in the village. And I was with my parents, and both my parents, myself, we went in to get a coffee. And as we're driving back, I just heard like Riggs, and I just kind of gave a wave like it was like a stoolie or something. And then he was like, "Are you serious?" And I turned around, it was like JT, his wife, and their dog walking down like the village in Pinehurst. And I turned around, it was like, dude, he was like, "You totally big time me." I was like, "Dude, I'm so sorry. I really thought it was just a random guy." And he was awesome. My parents were petting his dog. Him and his wife chatted with my parents for like 5 minutes. And for like my parents and us, that was one of the coolest things of all time. Like that was just Justin Thomas right there. So nice that we got a little connection back with JT. We are live in Pittsburgh. So I see, I posted the T-Rex that they've got in the airport, which is incredible. I couldn't believe that when I went down the stairwell. They got a nice T-Rex. I love a good T-Rex. Bunch of people being like, how come all the influencers or Bob Does guys are here, Paige is here, are in Pittsburgh? It's a little U.S. Open preview day. So today we're going to be out at Oakmont. We got myself, Francis, Trent, Beef, Oakmont Country Club. We're about a little more than a month out from the U.S. Open. Oakmont last hosted the U.S. Open here in 2016 when DJ won with that awesome shot on the 72nd hole to win convincingly, despite the fact that he got another penalty stroke for his ball moving when he set his putter down and the whole thing. Thought it might be Whistling Straits all over again, but nope, he dominated and got the win. Angel Cabrera won here couple years before, 2007 when Tiger Woods came up one shot short. Angel Cabrera was just ripping darts out there dominating. And then, of course, Johnny Miller's got the iconic round in maybe 1973 when he shot a 63 in the final round of the tournament, where the scoring average that day was like 74 or something like that. He went out there and shot 63. So Oakmont, I think, has hosted as many or more USGA events than any other course in America. It's as iconic as it gets, and we're going to be out there today filming, playing, and seeing how the foreplay crew does against good old Oakmont Country Club. So
we were looking up that Angel Cabrera U.S. Open. He won that at +5 at Oakmont.
Jesus.
I mean, DJ was lower. I think DJ was 5 under, but Oakmont to Angel Cabrera's win was 5 over. And this is a hard golf course. There's no doubt about it. Like, I'm very excited to get out there. I have never played it. I've never even been on property, so I'm excited to get out there and play. I think it's my first time in Pittsburgh. I was thinking about that when I was driving in from the airport. I think we have a Barstool Classic outside of Pittsburgh, but I've never really spent time in Pittsburgh. That happens a lot with golf and golf tournaments. I feel like, we have all these Barstool Classics and stuff like, oh, it's in Chicago, oh, it's in Pittsburgh, it's here, it's there. But you actually fly out, you actually end up in the suburbs. You don't spend much time in the city. So I think this is my first time, like, we're staying downtown Pittsburgh, like across the street from PNC Park, which was fucking awesome. And I wish the Pirates were playing tonight because I've always wanted to go to that ballpark, but it's a bummer that they're on the road. But yeah, Pittsburgh's a really, really cool town. I see a couple yellow bridges out my window. There's a river running through it. I know it's a
lot of bridges.
Tons of
bridges here. Yeah.
Shit ton of bridges. So shout out to Pittsburgh, man. I've spent very little time here. I've been here for about 12 hours, but it seems like a cool blue collar city that I like. I like that feel.
It is. Yeah. It is. It's exactly how I feel. I love the town of Pittsburgh. First time I came here really was Lurch and myself maybe 8 years ago, got invited to play Oakmont. We said, of course, we'll go down there and play Oakmont. These guys, the Summers brothers that hosted us, had us set up at a Pirates game the night before. So we basically came to this area right here, went to the Pirates game, woke up the next day, played Oakmont. So we got to kind of see downtown first. And it is awesome with the ball field, the football. What's the football field? Is it Heinz Field? Heinz Field and PNC are like right next to each other. So it's sort of like this like mecca of all that coming together where there's all kinds of bars. I remember went to a bar where they had like mechanical bull riding going on. So it's quite the scene down here in Pittsburgh. Great town.
Underrated really thing about the Pittsburgh sports teams is that they're all the same color. Having that through line of the Penguins, the Pirates, and the Steelers all be yellow and black is like, makes the city feel all together. Like you can watch a Pirates game, see somebody in yellow and black, but they're a Steelers fan or they're a Pirate or it's cool, man. I'm excited to be in Pittsburgh for sure.
The Islanders, the Mets, and the Knicks are all orange and blue.
That's true.
And then the rest of them are kind of all over the place,
Yeah. What other cities are like that? I guess that definitely counts.
I actually looked it up once, and it was the colors of the Dutch flag and the New York flag, like blue and orange.
It's kind of cool
because I think New York was originally called like I think it was like New Dutchland was
I
the
think that's right.
original name of
Something
it.
along those lines.
New Dutchland or Dutchland, maybe. Because I think they were the first ones to settle there.
It says
But,
New Amsterdam.
New Amsterdam. Got it.
Look at that.
And Amsterdam is the capital city of the Netherlands, correct? That was a dozen question the other day.
Was it?
Yeah. And then I think the Islanders are orange and blue because it's a color of Nassau County, which I'm sure then has Dutch, historical connections. But yeah, I wonder what other cities. I don't know that any other cities have that because, I'm thinking like Chicago, they have a bunch of different colors.
Uh-huh.
All like the Texas teams have a million different colors. All the
LA
California
is different.
teams have a million.
I don't think it exists.
Florida has a million different colors. What are sports cities that just have one team in all the major sports? I know Boston does, but they don't share all the same colors.
Yeah, right. I see what you're saying. Yeah, New York is not the same because there's so
like
many.
The Brewers and the Bucks don't wear the same colors.
No.
Ohio teams don't wear the same colors.
You got the Cavs and you got the
Browns, the Bengals.
Yeah. No, it's a pretty rare thing, which makes it cool.
It does make it cool. I'm trying to think. I don't think there's a single other one. But
no.
All right. Internet Invitational. Let's get into this. So this is something we've been working on for quite a while now. I know that it was sort of made a little bit clear with the announcement video, but a lot of this originates from sort of the Creator Classic chatter last year. If folks recall, at Eastlake, the original Creator Classic was a little bit more of just a golf meritocracy. It was however many players, 10, 12 players, sort of just like all scratchy or better golfers. We weren't really invited to participate in that. We ended up hitting the ceremonial opening tee shots. It was fun. It was kind of funny. Frankie smoked one down the middle and was like, I should be in this, which was awesome. But Dave kind of caught wind of the whole thing and was like, what the hell's going on here? How come the foreplay guys are not included? Are they a charity case? Screw that. What are they playing for? Blackstone Grill. And it's not really like YouTube entertainment golf. It's just who's the best golfer out of people that play on the internet. That's not really it. How about this? How about I throw $1 million into a prize pool? We get everybody together and we just run the best version of this that we possibly can. So we kind of been working with Dave. We've been working with all kinds of different folks. We've been working and partnered up with the Bob Does Sports guys who we're great friends with, who we've been, doing videos with for years and years and years now. Frankie's got all kinds of family ties to them. Their brand, their business is pretty damn similar to ours, as folks know. And we kind of got together, we synced up, and we worked really hard to create the Internet Invitational. It's going to be at least $1 million prize. It is going to be team golf. There's going to be eliminations. We've come up with what is a very cool format. We're still tweaking some of the fine print on it, but we have a pretty damn good idea for the format. It's going to be at Big Cedar Lodge, which Frankie took his whole crew there for his buddy's trip last year. I took my whole crew of buddy's trip there 2 years ago. I'm from the state of Missouri, which is where it is. We did a whole travel series there where, guys were trying to water ski, tubing, and playing the golf course. They got Tiger Woods golf course. They've got Core Crenshaw golf course. They've got Buffalo Ridge, which is a outrageous with all the covered bridges. They've got multiple par 3 courses. The new one, it's going to be like the Cliffhangers, I think is what it's going to be called, where you're going in and out of caves and hitting off cliffs. So the place is as cool as it gets at Big Cedar Lodge. And we're going to be doing it there for several days, filming something that is going to be our best effort towards kind of the culmination of all this stuff, all these different collaborations, all kinds of different live events, and saying, hey, we want to see all these different people that are personalities, that are entertainers relative to the world of golf online, want to put them out there in unbelievably heated conditions, environment for the highest of stakes, at least $1 million prize will probably be more because basically, Dave and the Bob Does crew's whole kind of idea and philosophy so far is to obviously break even. So we're not losing money on the production, on putting it all together, on booking all the rooms and all the staff, all the stuff, but then putting as much of the money from sponsors, wherever it comes from, into the prize pool as we possibly can, so that when you're hitting these shots, it's going to be for $1 million, $1.5 million, $2 million for your team of 4, however many ends up being at the end, and see what the Jersey Jerrys or the Grant Horvats or the Robbie Bergers, the Trent Ryans, whoever it might be, see what kind of moments come from all these folks who have built their kind of online careers around the world of golf now having the highest stakes golf to play for with Barstool behind it, Dave behind it, on the announcement, on the call, with the commentary, Barstool personalities, other huge personalities in the world. We're going to try to get a lot of the sort of the non-biased, big personalities from the world of golf, whether it's a Bryson or it's a Phil or whoever the hell it is, really working. We've got a ton of inquiries for everybody. A bunch of folks want to be a part of it, but that's kind of the gist of it. And we announced it. I think people were pretty damn into it. And ever since the announcement, fellas, I can be honest, I've gotten way more excited about it than I even was before as well.
Yeah, the text messages coming in are insane. People legitimately begging, like some of people's favorite content creators sending private messages begging to be in it, just to have a piece of it, just to have a chance to be in it, which is such a cool thing that we're able to kind of build this up. It all happened super naturally. Like you said, on that show, I had to kind of fight for my life for even playing in the Creator Classic. Dave was like ready to destroy me. Basically did. Was like, it's so boring. You got like what you guys are doing. It's so golf. And we always kind of get thrown in the ringer like once a year in terms of like, what are you guys actually doing with this stuff? It's like, it's so golfy. It's so nerdy. Everything's so like, golf clappy. And then like we go out and play with Whitney and he's like the biggest golf hardo of all time. But when he's on that show, he's like, you guys like the chirp? Like, what are you talking about? Like, no one, you're the same as us. You're like, you tell me when like I'm missing a loop on my belt and you're like freak out that I'm walking into a locker room without my fucking shirt tucked. But at the end of the day, what we've now built is exactly what a creator event should be. Like this is what we think it always should have been. And the other events that we've played in are great. We've obviously had a great time at TBC Sawgrass. That was such a big moment. But if you think back to what made those big moments, it was Trent missing a golf shot on the 16th hole at TBC Sawgrass. He literally whiffed. And then it was Trent hitting 4 balls in the water and making a par on his 5th off the tee on the most iconic par 3 in the world. It was Fat Perez draining like 100-foot sliding putt and doing his Euro step afterwards. There was nothing was about. There was no big moments about a close wedge shot or Grant won it and it was great and it got a lot of pub because he is Grant and he's doing $1.5 million on a bad episode. But like, that's just golf. Like that's not what we think is gonna bring in all that energy and all of that drama that we think creator golf should kind of be about, right? Because this is what we do. It's like entertainment. It's literally entertainment. It's gotta have a little reality TV-esque to it. So that's kind of what we're building out, and I think a lot of people that are going to play in it are in for somewhat of a rude awakening, where it's going to be super real, in your face. It's going to be like what Whitney always says, where it's like it's not your country club matchup. There's been whispers about Kirk kind of being left off the list, but if that guy gets brought in, how does a Grant Horvat play against a Kirk Minahan with the things that he'll say to him and stuff like that, or a Jersey Jerry go up against whatever, a Busta Jack guy, and who knows what's going to come out of Jersey Jerry's mouth when there's $1 million on the line. So at the end of the day, I'm very excited for it. I think we've gotten it to a really good place. We are officially partnered with Bob Does Sports. It's something that we've worked on for a long time. We've had a lot of meetings, a lot of conversations, a lot of paperwork that's been signed. Like, this is a legit thing that we're building out here. It's really, really fun to be able to work with Bob and all those guys. We've been in a group text for almost like a year now talking about this stuff. So it's very, very, it's very surreal that this is where it's getting to, but I think that it's in the right hands now. Like, this is where it should live. This is where creator stuff should live. Dave Portnoy pulling the strings, being kind of like the Geppetto, making sure that this is exactly what the viewers are going to want. The guy built out Surviving Barstool to the point where it's like appointment television to watch people get locked in an office and fight to the death for life-changing amount of money. He's going to do that for golf now. And that is where we need to be. No disrespect to the people that have run the events that we've played in. They just aren't a part of our world. They do great work in other aspects of the game of golf that are needed. TV shows, broadcasts, professional golf, the whole entire deal, podcast. But this is like what we live and die of doing. This is what we wake up, trying to figure out what's the best way we can do it. And I think this is where it's going to be the most successful.
Yeah, and I won't get into specifics of it, but we have figured out a way, I think, where it's just because if you look at the golf YouTube landscape, it's a lot of good golfers now. Like that's kind of what's been going on there for a while now. There's still like I'm not a great golfer, Bob isn't a great golfer. There's still those brands out there for sure, but there are a bunch of good golfers. But I think we have figured out a way where it's not just going to be a straight up meritocracy in that way that the Creator Classics were, where it was just like best golfer is going to win, and that to people was pretty boring because if you just want to watch really good golf on PGA Tour courses, you'll just watch the coverage and the actual pro golfers do it. So they were sort of in a weird gray area of like, what are we trying to be? And like Rick said at the beginning, that's something that I think we have figured out. And in this tournament, like it's not just going to be like, oh, the best golfers at the end are going to like always win the thing. Like there's going to be teams, there's going to be a way we're going to do it where there's going to be like a range of golf throughout. So I think that's going to be very interesting to people. It's not just going to be people hitting really, really good golf shots and people golf clapping. Like that's so fucking boring.
Yeah, agreed. And, I think credit to Dave having sort of the humility throughout the whole thing too, to be like, who do we need to partner with? Because I know that we don't know everything. And, the Bob Does guys, I kind of mentioned it off the top, but they're just awesome. They get it. We trust them. We trust their input. And for them to be kind of in the same group chats with us, in all the same meetings with us, kind of coming up with all the things that we have talked about and weighing in, where they do disagree or they think that these people are more important to it than other folks that we might think, or that this format was actually better than it. We've had all of those conversations instead of trying to go in and barrel it in and just being like, we know what's best, we're going to do it. It's been a very nice conversation of like, here's kind of what we're thinking. What are you thinking? Oh, it's interesting. We didn't consider that. And we've hashed all that out for almost a year now. And that'll continue to tweak. That'll continue to change. But yeah, we think putting the entire resources of Barstool Sports kind of behind the whole thing, Dave, whenever Dave's kind of sets his mind to something, that thing usually turns out to be pretty big and a pretty big deal. He knows that this kind of golf entertainment, online entertainment space is huge. And he knows that we're obviously a big part of it and that there's something to be done here. And so he's kind of had the vision. He's kind of let us really help them kind of sculpt that vision along with the Bob Does guys. And here we are. I'm excited that it's now out there. I'm excited people have seen it. I'm excited that people are interested to be a part of it. You don't really have something if people don't want to be in it or don't want to be a part of it. And the interest has been, off the charts. And I do think, we're going to put every effort we possibly have into this being the most entertaining version of getting all the bands together that there could possibly be. So that's sort of our like promise to you out there. We understand we have an insanely cool opportunity. Like this is unbelievable. Dave's bought in. We're going to have money behind it. We've got a lot of interest behind it. Let's do this as big and bold and cool as humanly possible. And we're putting every effort we've got into making that happen. So I'm happy that it's out there. And yeah, now we got to go to work again and make this fucking thing happen in August. Cause it's a big undertaking, but yeah, I think it's going to be fucking awesome if it's done right.
Yeah. And I don't know how much we want to give away. And I mean, Brendan can take this out if he wants to after I say it, but a lot of it's going to be, if not all of it's going to be live to tape, where we are actually going to be able to make this like a YouTube video where there's not going to be anything that you're going to miss. A lot of stuff gets lost when it's just live, and you lose a lot of that YouTube charm. You lose a lot of that Barstool-ness where it's like people going into cabins and strategizing and motherfuckering people and trying to figure out how they're going to get an edge over somebody else. And, all the little games that are played before the ball's teed up. And we have so many ideas onto how to make this format work and the teams and all of this and all of that. And the way that those are constructed are going to be incredible to watch. And it just wouldn't be conveyed live. So I think people will be very excited to see how we actually produce this, edit it, and put it out. It's going to be very consumable. It's going to hit you day after day after day as we kind of get from a big number down to a little number of players. And then, I mean, I think, like we said, we're still tweaking out exactly how we want to put out, the finale and stuff like that. So that'll all be coming out soon. All of the information will come out soon as we get all these invitations out. We're working on invitations, which are going to be like unbelievable. So you guys are going to be seeing those guys kind of get sent out. And I guess my last thing would be like, if you don't get invited to this one, like this is the beginning. I feel like I think this is really going to be the beginning of something huge. You guys are going to see how well it's going to work. And I think that it's only going to get bigger. So, yeah, I hope that we can just get every single person in this at some point over the next, couple of years.
Agreed. Yeah, it's not easy picking the list. God, coming up with the final number. What should that number be? Just when you think, oh yeah, let's keep it tight, let's keep it concise, so it's manageable. And the next thing you know, you need twice as many people as that because there's so many awesome names out there. So that part's not easy. Part's not taken lightly on us. I'm sure we'll make some mistakes. I'm sure there'll be people that we have in that we could have had other people in instead of that may have been better. We'll find that out. We're doing our very best to get that right. I think we have a pretty good wealth of knowledge, of experience of being out there with a lot of these folks and a good mix between, the people in our world and our space, a couple big names that are involved in the golf world that film videos and participated in events that are clearly obsessed with the game and trying to come up with the best roster that we possibly can. So we are that's probably the thing that's taking up the most of our time and effort is grinding through the list and kind of vetting among our entire group of 10 people or whoever's on the list of what we think about this person, what do we think about that person. And it's pretty much all positives about every person. It's just like, how do you cut somebody? How do you get somebody, over the hump? It's not easy. So yeah, we're taking that part very seriously. Hopefully we get everybody in that deserves to be in, but I'm sure some mistakes will be made. And this is hopefully just the first of many, we want this thing to be an annual, if not more frequently, huge event that everybody looks forward to. People have some iconic historic shots that will never be forgotten, whether good, whether they're bad, with millions of dollars on the line that they'll never be able to forget. It could be, it's life-changing type of money that people are going to be, if you're on a team of 4 that wins $1 million or $1.5 million, you walk out of there with 250, 300 grand, whatever the hell it might be. That is a shocking amount of money for showing up for 2-3 days, playing a little bit of team golf on camera. It's just awesome. And the thought that we're going to kind of be able to build something where people are going to have those moments. It's very surreal type thing to be like, dude, I grew up just playing golf with my pals. I remember my brother got obsessed with golf in college. I was in high school and I became obsessed with golf. We would have those matches in the summertime, before we would go skate, playing for, $5 or playing for lunch or whatever it was. And to sit there and think that like we might be out there playing for $1 million, going crazy with your teammates, it's fucking crazy. It's absolutely nuts. So, we're crazy excited about it.
I mean, we played for like $360 the other day in frickin' Georgia, and it was like the biggest match of our lives. So,
yep,
I don't know how much more intense it can get, but it's gonna get intense. And just to close out, like the Bob guys couldn't be more bought in. Like they've been in communication with us from the beginning to the point where like they're strategizing, doing other people's events to make sure that locks them in for hours. And like everything that they've done has been to build up to this.
Some politicking going on.
Yeah. Like they're so bought in. Like they're like, this is their business. Like this is it. Like they want this to succeed. We want it to succeed. And how lucky we are that Dave, of all people, is involved in this. Like, that's my last kind of thing I'll say about it is like, thank you to Dave for caring about golf. Because like there's only one person that can make this what it is, and it's him. There's only one person. All these other producers and everything else in all this world that they're all trying to do. Go look around, look at how many freaking events there are, TV shows and all these things that are popping up in all these different states. They're bringing people to ranches and they're doing it. None of it is going to touch what Dave Portnoy can do. It's crazy. This guy he's a 1 in a trillion. He's one of one. He can't be replicated.
And he's very into it too.
On a
like
podcast and goes, "I'll throw $1 million on it." Like, what are we talking about?
Right?
What are you talking about?
And he's very into it. Like he's the busiest guy in the world. Could be doing a billion other things, and he is very involved in this group text that we have about like who's in it, when are we doing it, where are we doing it, why
11 p.m. last night we got a text message like 11 p.m. on a Sunday, just being like, what's going on, what's the update, like let's go, let's get this thing on the road.
Just right about as the Blues were losing, that was things started to collapse there for me real quick.
Oh yeah, it was a Dave text, and then Robbie Berger had to say sorry about the Blues, Riggs, and then go on to answer the text message. It was like,
Yeah, people had to properly greet me before they could continue in the conversation. God bless.
Very exciting. Very, 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 very exciting. It's going to be great.
It is true, man. Dave just has the magic touch, and when he gets behind something, it makes it more amplified than anyone could possibly make it. And he's so into this thing. I was laughing. Shout out to Brian Davis, who our buddy from Fiddler's Elbow, who had Dave out to do his little announcement video. And he just sent me out of nowhere. I saw on his Instagram story like a picture of Dave out at Fiddler's Elbow with BD. And I was like, what the hell's going on here? And he was like, he just, Frankie kind of set us up. He needed somewhere to come out and film. And yeah, said he went out there. And then in typical Dave fashion, he was like vetting the whole thing with us. He was like, you guys are golf guys. Does this make any sense? And like telling them all about it. And they're like, yeah, it sounds awesome. So Dave really is that into it. He's not just thinking that he's the know-all and has all the answers. He's like rolling around in random golf carts in New Jersey with people being like, does this whole thing make sense? What do you guys think? And they were like, yeah, it sounds fucking incredible. So it's great. It's so cool that he's involved. And yeah, we're going to make it the coolest thing.
That was a funny little scenario in my life. I was Hannah was like attached to like all these monitors to check like the baby's heart rate, make sure everything was good. And I was setting up a route of multiple golf courses that Dave possibly could go to if they wanted to hit him, where he could go and film this video. So it was like Bayonne was on watch. Like they were waiting by the driving range in case he wanted something with a city background, and Fiddler's Elbow. And there was a place in Jersey City, and there was all these places that were just waiting. But Brian Davis couldn't have been better at Fiddler's Elbow. We had played there years ago, Riggs and I, with Brian. He's obviously shout out to Captain Cons, who facilitated the whole thing. I texted Cons. I'm like, listen, this is random, but I need like a couple of golf courses on this route that Dave's doing of pizza reviews. I felt I was right back in the mix. Austin was kind of putting me in charge of like finding the golf course. And then like, I could just tell like tomorrow that day was going to be a big one. And they got it done. Brian just couldn't have been more accommodating at Fiddler's Elbow. They had just gotten done like filming a bunch of stuff there too. Like Fiddler's Elbow is like becoming like a big popular golf course right now in Jersey.
Did they do like Happy Gilmore?
They did do Happy Gilmore. They did all the Happy Gilmore filming there.
That's what I thought. Well, they have like a million courses. That place, I don't know if anybody's been. They have like 3 or 5 courses there or something ridiculous like that.
I think so. I do think they have a bunch. But yeah, so Dave, and then that video was so perfect. Like he tops that drive. Like you couldn't do that in a million more tries. And it was like perfect for what he was saying. He's like, this is the type of golf we want. And he just taps it.
That was perfect. Yeah, it came out great and yeah, fired up. So I'm glad the response has been good and coming in August, that's going to be some pretty good stuff. NHL playoffs are here, and the only place to buy hard-to-get playoff tickets is Game Time, the official ticketing partner of Barstool Sports, with killer last-minute deals, all-in prices, views from your seat, and their lowest price guarantee. Game Time takes the guesswork out of buying NHL playoff tickets. Prices in the app actually go down. They go down the closer that it gets to puck drop. You could save up to 60% when buying last-minute tickets. I was obviously looking at tickets maybe for some Blues Dallas Stars games, gentlemen, but I don't think that's going to happen right now. So maybe I'll look at like Vegas Knights tickets. I don't really know what to do at this point.
Yeah, I'm pulling it up. I mean, listen, for us hockey fans of teams that just don't advance, it's not a great time right now, but there's a lot of people out there in markets that can go on Game Time and go and watch their team play in the playoffs. But for me, the New York Knicks are still alive. Madison Square Garden's about to be absolutely jumping. You go there, they're playing the Knicks. You go on Game Time, you hit the GT picks. It gives you the best seats available for that. You got the Yankees in full swing. So it's a great time right now. We talk about it a lot. Game Time is the greatest, spring going into the summer and fall, the best to go on Game Time. Go to concerts, plays, games. It's endless.
It is endless. Game Time crushes it. And you can take the guesswork out of buying NHL playoff tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use the code FORE, F-O-R-E, for $20 off of your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem the code FORE for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. What time is it? Game Time. Folks, we are joining forces with the PGA of America, our great friends, and T-Mobile for a major championship level competition live at Quail Hollow and the 2025 PGA Championship. It is Trent, Riggs, Barstool Beef, and Jersey Jerry taking on the 5G range. We're doing 3 games, shot clock. Guess that number and watch this. You'll need to tune in to learn just how crazy it will get. You could join us live on the PGA Championship's YouTube page live Wednesday night, May 14th. You hearing this, gentlemen? We're also going to have live connections with T-Mobile ambassadors Wyndham Clark and Max Homa, and we will have live look-ins at the Quail Hollow driving range where the stars truly align on the driving range of a major championship, and we have the opportunity to tap into player preparation on the driving range. This is Wednesday night, T-Mobile, PGA Championship, and yours truly.
Yeah, I'm excited to get out there. That's going to be really fun. I think the games they have lined up are going to be really interesting. Obviously, we got an interesting crew out there. Yeah, it's going to be really fun. I'm excited to get out to Quail Hollow. That place is sweet. The range is sweet. T-Mobile is sweet. It's just going to be a really good week.
It is. It's a reminder, Wednesday night, May 14th. Join us live on the PGA Championships YouTube page live. Follow the PGA Championship across social. That is at PGA Championship, and on YouTube.com for the live stream on Wednesday, May 14th. We will be on the T5G range at the PGA Championship. Moving on, Scottie Scheffler. Scottie Scheffler has returned to being inevitable. He shot 31 under in the old Byron Nelson. He won by 8 shots over Eric Van Rooyen. Jordan Spieth played well. He shot, I think, 19 under for the week and finished 4th place, which is nice to see. Scottie, a shocking performance. He started with a 10 under 61, I believe, and then followed it up with 8 under 63 the next day. So he legit made the halfway, made the turn in the golf tournament, if you will, at a record-setting 18 under par. He came out, I think he shot in like 66 maybe, and then shot another like 63 or whatever the hell it was in the final round to shoot 31 under par. I saw that like top 5, I think, was T5 was 17 under par, and you lose by 14 at that point to Mr. Scheffler. He, on Saturday afternoon, he had this like 7-shot lead and hit this iron over the water on whatever I think is like the 15th hole to this like back left pin through the shade, ballsy shot with that big of a lead, hit it to like 5 feet, made birdie, and it was just like, all right, this guy's feeling himself, whether he's motivated by Rory, whether he even needs to be motivated by Rory. I don't really know. Scottie's got a lot of fire in him. When you talk to, folks from the University of Texas, and they talk about, oh yeah, what do you hear about Scottie's days when he was playing college golf here? They all say that he was known as being an incredibly fiery guy. And so I can't imagine he's loving that he hadn't won yet this year. Can't imagine he's loving that, like, Rory has really been putting the heat on him, getting all the attention. He's the Grand Slam winner, the whole thing. Scottie's a competitive savage. We all know that. I know he can be quiet, maybe even a little boring is some terms that have been, thrown his way before, but don't let that fool you. That man burns fucking hot. We've all seen it before. We've seen him throwing some clubs this year, and man, for him to be out there and dominate the Byron Nelson. I remember us talking about it a week ago, being like, he's plus 280, and the next closest is like plus 1900. This is ridiculous. Do they have this right? Yeah, he shot 31 under and won by 8, so I think they had it pretty accurate.
I mean, this thing was
my
over on
takeaway.
Friday.
It was like everything that we said going in was kind of true. I mean, I said I liked the value of the field, and then I asked the question, like, why is the second favorite plus 1800? And the answer is because Scottie was just going to win. And then we kind of discussed, I think someone actually tweeted, I said, you're right, Scottie's just going to shoot 30 under and absolutely dominate this place. And he shot 31 under. It was like that's a joke number to throw out there on a podcast. And then he goes out there and shoots 61, 63, 66, 63. The funniest thing is Van Rooyen shooting a 66, 67, 65, 63 and losing by 8.
Best week of his life.
His worst round was a 67. Like he's looking around being like, I wasn't even close. Almost a shot a hole for 9 holes he beat him by.
I mean, what was it? Scottie birdie or eagled every single par 5. I think he was 14 under on par 5s alone.
Like he was starting from the edge of the putting green.
Right.
Yeah, that's a tough week to have the best week of your professional career and finished healthily in second place. So
yeah, I was laughing. Spieth had a comment afterwards too, where he was like, "Yeah, it's pretty." I mean, he's going through his whole performance. But yeah, it was really good. Except for this one other guy. A guy was really good, and it's just Spieth lost by 12. He had a great week. It's like everybody's like, Spieth's on. He's looking good. Spieth's fucking catching fire. His game's turning the corner. He's got a little fourth place finish in Dallas. He's a Dallas guy. Let's go. He lost by 12. Fucking 12. Like, you can't. That's not even close. That is you're on a different planet. That's a different stratosphere. That's like us trying to play against a fucking tour player. That's just 12 shots is laughable.
Who's the favorite now going into the PGA Championship? I'm going to look it up on the DraftKings Sportsbook. You think it's still Rory?
I'm going to guess they're similar. I think they were pretty much tied going in.
Let me look here. Sorry, my phone's geeking out on me. I still think, I don't know, it might be Scottie. Maybe that's recency bias on my part because that's an incredible performance by him over the weekend. Really a bad time for my phone not to be working here.
Scottie's also got a lot of work
tied.
to do. Like,
they're exactly the
tied.
same, plus 500. Good call, Riggs.
He's got a lot of work to do. What I mean is, like, he's won 2 Masters, but he hasn't won any other majors. So it's like, I think in his own mind, Scottie's still getting going, whereas like that was kind of a culmination a little bit for Rory. I mean, I know we all think he's freed up now. Maybe he'll just go nuclear. Maybe he'll get to 10 majors. Who knows? But he's got 5 majors. He's got all 4 of the grains. Won every tournament you could possibly win, which is very rare. But very few players in history have ever done that. Scottie's not there yet. Like, he's won the Masters. He's still got to win the PGA. He's still got to win the US Open. He's still got to win the British Open. He knows that. And so I think, like, from the hunger standpoint, Scottie is going into the PGA like he's never won a major before, right? Like, he's going in like, I got to start winning these fucking tournaments. Like, I've never won these before. So, that part of it is something, that you got to kind of keep in the back of your brain. Rory freed up. I'm very excited about. I do think with Scottie winning, with Bryson winning over in Korea, it was his first win since the Pinehurst last year. Bryson playing as well as he did at the Masters tournament. You've really kind of got a big 3 emerging going into the PGA here in a week. You got Rory, you got Scottie, you got Bryson. I don't know what Bryson's odds are going into that. I'm sure he's got to be the 3rd favorite going in. But
12-1.
He's actually not. Xander and Rahm are in front of him.
Look at that. That's insane.
Well, Rahm and Bryson are tied.
Oh, yeah, they are.
That's insane. But yeah.
Well, Rahm's an interesting one. Have you guys seen that he's finished top 10 in all 19 live events that he's played in, and he's gotten 2 wins? I know that's not really comparable, but that's some pretty fucking good golf.
It is.
Top 10 in 19 straight events, 2 wins. I know he hasn't performed well in the majors. Something's been off with him in the big events when he kind of gets meshed back into the PGA Tour kind of circuit. But, Rahm, there's a reason why he's 12-1. There's a reason he's at the top of his game right now, and I think that he's got something to prove. So I think going into this PGA Championship, I saw Trevor Immelman tweet it, like, this is going to be one hell of a major championship. They all are, but it's continuing this storyline that we said 2025 was setting up to be a major year of golf with all these big names performing well. You have the big names that have won already. Rory just won one of the most historic Masters of all time. You got Scottie winning going into the PGA. You've got Bryson winning. You've got Jon Rahm finishing top 10 in every event that he's in. Xander wants to get back into the swing of things here. Like, Justin Thomas is playing well. This is a big one. Jordan Spieth just made a little bit of a run at a PGA Tour event going right into the PGA. Come on now.
It's crazy how good the PGA Championship has been in this podcast's lifetime. From pure drama, it's been the best tournament. It has delivered the most. I mean, if you go back year after year, last year, Xander, Bryson, on the last hole, it came down. Bryson makes this unbelievable putt on his 72nd hole, lips in, goes crazy. Xander comes down to last hole. He's never won a major championship before. He comes down the stretch. It was like Hovland was right there, Bryson right there. Xander lips that putt in to win his first major ever in a week where Scottie Scheffler got arrested. Just all kinds of chaos going on. The year before, Brooks Koepka, live guy, going up against Victor Hovland down the stretch. Hovland hits it into that like bunker where he kind of got screwed. Took him a couple to get out, but Brooks kind of delivering, reemerging even after he went to live. The year before, Justin Thomas in a playoff against Will Zalatoris. Remember them just going toe to toe down the stretch. JT, you had like all the chaos of Mito Pereira, like hitting one in the water. Just an unbelievable leaderboard down the stretch. I remember Matthew Fitzpatrick was right up there. The year before that, Phil Mickelson winning at 50 years old at Kiowa. Like that PGA after COVID, where people felt like the first event post-COVID where people were out. They had everybody around that green on the 72nd hole, all that drone footage of like the beach, Kiowa, the green, Phil Mickelson. The year before that, Colin Morikawa, he made that eagle when Dustin Johnson was up there. Paul Casey was up there. And Morikawa at Harding Park made that eagle on like the 16th hole to emerge and win. It was like his first major. The year before that was literally Brooks Koepka, 2019 at Bethpage.
Bethpage.
When you've got just name after name going after it. Was like DJ. It went from like Brooks Koepka absolutely dominating everybody to all of a sudden DJ made a charge. Things started to get crazy intense down the stretch at Bethpage. A year before that, you had Brooks and Tiger Woods at Bellerive when Tiger was like walking across the bridge afterwards. Everybody was going crazy. It was like the loudest fans. It was super like congested in there and everybody was so loud. And you had like Brooks against Tiger Woods that year. So yeah, I mean, the PGA Championship has just like year after year has delivered. And now going in this year feels like we got a clear, top, I don't know, 2, obviously. And then you throw Bryson and Rahm and Xander in there. Could be a hell of a tournament here, gentlemen.
I think I'm going to take Scottie. I know that's chalk, but you made a good case for it. You do think like he's nowhere close to the career Grand Slam. Like, listen, winning 2 Masters is great, but it's still the same major. So you're not any closer than you were before to the career Grand Slam. And that's got to be something he wants. There's been so much talk about that with Rory. There's only 6 guys. You get the text from Tiger, who's welcome to the club like that. That's something that I think Scottie's going to eventually want. And yeah, he's one of the betting favorites going into it, and I think I'm gonna look into it. But that's looking to be my pick. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that Scottie Scheffler might win the PGA Championship.
It's a huge win for the PGA Championship, just moving that event from mid-August to May and being right in the thick of the PGA Tour schedule and all these heightened events and coming right off the Masters and guys wanting to prove something to start their year. And now it's like the PGA has become a real big event in terms of wanting to get your year going if it's gotten off to kind of a slow start. And I think that's a really good spot for them. The US Open and the Open, we're always going to have that pedigree of you show up for those two. And it always felt like the PGA at the end, closing the season out, was very strange. It didn't have an identity. We've always talked about that the PGA doesn't have an identity. And now it's becoming a thing, like you just rattled off pretty iconic wins for this generation of golf. Big names are all winning it, and they're at pretty damn good golf courses. I'm really excited for the PGA this year. We've got great merch too. That hat is so good. I wore that yesterday. I got so many because people don't know if it's like a NASCAR hat. They don't know what it is. Yeah. And it's so fucking cool. And the way that we put the little crown on top of the B on like I think it's your left side, is so sick. The other side, yeah.
Yeah. That's
so cool. Hat. We never customize our logo like that. That's the coolest thing ever.
Came out amazing. So yeah, we got PGA Championship merchandise. We've also got the golf dad hats. So Frankie, obviously you're on the precipice here. I don't know if you want to give an update or anything, but
still waiting. No baby. That baby is calm, cool, and collected in there. Just doesn't want to come out. So weird when you think about just like at any moment it could happen, and at any moment that baby was just inside of a human, and then is just like outside and is now a human on the outside. It's just like, how is it all happening in there is something I really can't wrap my head around. I stare at her belly and I'm like, because she'll be like, oh, put your hand right here, and you just feel the baby move around and put its hand out. And you're like, I don't know that our brains were able to comprehend this. This is something that like you're supposed to go away for 9 months and come back, and no one's supposed to know how this happened. Like we all just walk around like this is okay. Like it's fucking crazy. She's got 2 heartbeats inside of her. Like it's yeah, man. You know, like that is like a lot. If she has a milkshake, it goes into the like the baby has a milkshake. It's fucking crazy.
A couple people drinking a milkshake. Yeah. It's, I mean, probably nice in there though. You know, it's like you're just like hanging out in there. I'm sure you guys are just waiting, and the anxiety is probably killing you guys. But like, the baby's just like, I'm chilling, dude.
Bro,
chilling.
the noises in there have to be insane. You know how loud it's got to be inside of a body?
Are you playing Foo Fighters for the baby, or what are you doing? You putting the speakers up next to it?
Here Comes the Sun by the Beatles like all the time.
That's
it's
a more
just,
positive.
I've talked about it. I think it's like one of the greatest, just makes your kind of hair stand up on the back of your head. It's so good. They hit something in your brain that just makes you feel good. But
dad hats.
Yeah, we have. So yeah, the dad hats that we originally came out with, I have mine in the basement. I mean, we have everything sold out, right? So these are golf dad polos, the golf dad hats. There's a ton of golf dads out there. This is something that we've been working on for a long time, pretty much about 9 months since we found out that I was going to be a father. And Brendan Jones, who's here on the ones and twos on the podcast, he's a golf dad. So we were Kyle Timms is a golf dad. We were super pumped to get this stuff out, and it came out great. The first drop was awesome, sold out in a blink of an eye. The hats flew off the shelves, and we thought we should really run this back because so many people, we also hit like wait list, and when you want to go buy the hat, you have to sign up, and there's a ton of people that are waiting for the new hats. So we came out with a whole new drop, all 47 brands, so new that I don't even have the hats with me to show you guys. They are online right now. They're selling quick. I just got an update. They're doing well. People want Barstool golf dad hats. It's an awesome new script on a 47 brand hat that I think it's called like the Hitch. I think it's called like the Hitch, which is the style that I actually wear a 47 brand.
Great
it's got
movie,
a little bit of a lower
Hitch.
crown. I love it. It just fits nice. It's got that nice firm feel to it. Great on the golf course. It's a nice new script. I love what we're building out with Golf Dad. I think that for Father's Day, it's going to be absolutely huge. So Father's Day is rapidly approaching. If you're a golf dad or you have a golf dad in your family, whether it's your dad, your brother, your brother-in-law, whatever, make sure you get on this now. I want this to be a movement. Someone messaged me that they saw a guy walking with a golf dad hat in the airport, and he gave him kind of a fist bump. Like it's got to become one of those things where it's like you're part of this club. All right. And it seems like such a common, easy term, but like you don't see it. And when you see it now on someone's hat, you're like, that's a guy right there. That guy golfs and he's a dad. He's proud of it.
The tagline is insane. It's the best tagline I've ever heard.
Yeah. Play less, but means more. We may
it's
play
the best
less,
tagline I've ever heard.
Which is what we like. Everyone's been saying that to me at every Barstool Classic, at every single tweet, message, DM. Everyone's been so nice, being like, can't wait to see what happens with you guys. Like, you're going to love it. It's going to be the best thing that's ever happened in your life. But your golf game's going to suffer. But what that means is the minimal times you get out, it's going to mean that much more. You get those 4 hours away from the kid and the wife and the whole deal. And you're just like, you're out there on your own, some silence in the game that you love. And then you go back to all the other stuff that you love. That's what makes these rounds special, is what I've heard. I have not been a part of this crew yet. This could happen literally as we talk about on this podcast. Like we're 6 days past the due date now. So I mean, we are in the thick of it.
Dude, Hannah busting through that door right there and being like, we gotta go.
Come on.
Oh yeah.
Do it for us.
That I was hoping, and I think I said this last week, when we filmed on Long Island, I was hoping you were gonna have to hop in a cart and leave me behind, and we were just gonna get the video of you gone. So
I don't know if we're going to get that moment. I think like at some point, I think it's like on Wednesday, we just kind of go in and they start the process kind of for her. And then then you're just in the thick of it. Then it's go time. Cause they really just want that baby out at some point where they're like, it's fully cooked in there. You know what I mean? Like there's really not much positives that can come from, week 42 or whatever it might be.
Sure.
So we're just like, it's go time. Like I'm talking to you guys now. Within the next 24, 48 hours, there is no going back. Like all these days we've kind of enjoyed because it's like, all right, yeah, just keep going. You're naturally just like waiting it out. Like this is good. No one's pressuring you. It's good. You don't have to go. And like, I'm like, we've been loving it. Our family's been so great. We've been going out to dinner every night. they've been coming over the house. Like, it's just been keeping us company, like building stuff in the house. Like, we're going out to get, Chinese food later, and like hopefully she'll eat something spicy. They say that something spicy kind of ignites it. But like I said, if we didn't have anyone here, we'd be going stir crazy, like just waiting for this baby. It's like waiting for the ball to drop, but the time's in slow motion.
Yeah.
But it's been so good. I mean, we've seen our family every single day for the last like 14 days, which is a lot. It's a lot, but it's good though. It's felt like a freaking party, and it's gonna feel like something when it comes. I can tell you that. We walk around this house, it's silent. I'm like, I look at her. I'm like, just remember this. We were walking around last night. I was like, remember all this right now. I can go jump on couches. I can go scream. I can go sing karaoke right now. I can do whatever the hell I want right now. In maybe 24 hours, I'm going to be holding a human being that I got to now take. Like, I'm not going to be singing karaoke,
Yeah.
Things are changing.
Oh, yeah. Brendan Jones, what's been going on with you, man? Brendan Jones is on here. Brendan Jones is a goddamn father.
Yeah,
He's
it's
laughing.
good.
Look at him. Are you crying?
Yeah. No. It's very funny hearing you talk about like how you can't wrap your head around all of it. I remember I had a conversation with you, and I was like, because I was obviously going through it, 3.5 months ago, and I was just like, how is my baby like not drowning in there?
Yeah,
Like,
it's crazy. It doesn't make any sense.
I asked one of the doctors. They're like, no, it's a good question, but like, yeah, it just like cycles through them. I'm like, I don't
If
know.
anyone can have a kid, Brendan is such a good example that anyone can do it, because this guy thought that when the baby was born that you just go home right after.
That was so funny.
That was the best story ever.
Did
You're
he
like,
talk about
brought
that
the
on?
car seat
Were we on camera or anything, or were you just telling?
No, we
us
were
that
just
story?
doing Breaking 85, which is coming soon.
Yeah, I was obviously in the hospital, and like she pushed her out. It was amazing, right? And like my first thought was like, all right, I gotta go like get the car seat. Like,
It was crazy.
I don't know how much time we got here,
And I'm
like,
laughing. I was laughing at him too, but I didn't know that
I gotta
either.
warm that thing up. I gotta warm that car up.
Brendan's like, bring the car around. We gotta go.
Yeah,
Here's
we
the
were
first
done.
cry, and he goes on his phone app and starts the car.
It's like, all right,
he's
boys,
just like,
we're
But
outta here.
apparently, a bunch of dum-dums on this Zoom right
Oh,
now.
yeah.
You stay there
Oh,
for a
yeah.
couple of days, right?
you got to make sure things are going well,
Imagine being me. They're like, no, you're here for like 2 more days. I'm like, fuck yeah, dude. I don't know
Yeah.
what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's huge.
It's a lot.
Jesus.
How's
It's
this?
cool.
How's the sleep and everything? You doing all right with that, or how's that been going?
Really good. Yeah, I think I got like crazy lucky with my child. She like sleeps. She's 3.5 months or something like that. She sleeps like 9 hours through the night. It's like it changes when she
Jesus.
goes down. But she goes to bed pretty late, like I'd say like 9:30, 10. But then she sleeps till like 9. It's like crazy.
That's awesome.
So yeah, it's really good. They say there's regression and stuff like that. So I'm kind of, expecting that, I guess.
It's
But
cool. It's
I
cool. It's all
also
good stuff.
am on the road quite a bit, so I don't really have to deal.
Yeah, Brennan
all
just
of it.
came right back into the thick of it, which with our job, we're just going to have to do. I'm lucky enough that I've been able to be home waiting for this baby to come. Not many people do. I think it's a little bit different, though. Like, if I worked in an office on Long Island, I would have been able to work like all throughout this whole entire thing, going to the office, because then you could just go to the hospital. I just didn't want to get caught in like a Chicago with the way the flights are now. It's like, we don't need to be missing the birth of my child to like, for a reason that doesn't need to happen. You know what I mean? Like, I'm still able to do this. So it's been kind of like going stir crazy, like not traveling, but we are going to be right back in the thick of it once this baby's born. I mean, like we talked about the Internet Invitational, like we got to go film something. And the conversations in that group chat last night were about filming something this Friday. And I had to write in the group chat. I was like, hey guys, I think I'm actually going to be like taking my human home on Friday. I don't know that I can go do a commercial. Like, I think any other day, maybe like even Saturday, like any other day, but the day that like I think I'm like legally supposed, like I have to be there to like bring the child home. I'm bearing child, so like I have a child in my hand I got to go bring back home. So that's not going to happen. But Brendan jumped right back into the thick of it. The guy's done like, we're like, no, you won't travel as much. We'll do it. There'll be a concerted effort, a team effort. He's done like 1,000 trips since this baby's been born.
You realize like if you have the help, like you feel less bad leaving. And I think at certain points, I think 4 weeks after she was born, I went down to Florida to shoot like a couple of Jerry things, and and whatever. But like I had cleared it with her because I was like, "What are you thinking?" She's like, "Everybody's here. Like, you're good to go." So I know you obviously have a ton of help too, which is nice. So you won't feel as bad. You'll just start to like miss your kid.
That's the point. It's like that's kind of why I brought up like if you worked in an office thing, because I think a lot of people can't really relate to like well, yeah, of course, like you like go back to work. It's easier when you're like in the same state or town that you live in because you just get to go home that night. Yeah, maybe you miss a lot of the baby throughout that day, but if I go on a 7-day trip 1 week into this birth, that's not very common. You know what I mean? Like that's not a common way to kind of raise a child. So that'll be kind of weird to like navigate. But we obviously get through it. I mean, Brennan's been doing it, so it's been nice to actually see that he can do it, and she looks like the happiest baby of all time. So it'll be good.
Yeah, she was laughing the other day. I was like, "Holy shit!"
Yeah,
I was
That's
like,
nuts.
learning what happiness is. It's like insane.
I was like,
That's
Miss Rachel's doing wonders for you, girl.
And they're so innocent too. Like I look at babies sometimes, I'm like, they have no idea. They're just looking around, being like, "This is cool," like no idea. Just feed me. I'm gonna poop. I want to play with this little thing. Rattling it makes me super happy. That's
I'm
it.
always
like you give me a little rattler, and I'm gonna be so happy right now.
Yeah, the whole process is crazy. It's how does she know who we are? Like, or
I don't know, man. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
You're gonna make my brain explode. I'm gonna have to deal with all this shit.
We'll talk to her.
I had a baby on a plane yesterday that was not a happy baby. That's still I as a guy who doesn't have kids, I'm still gonna be on the side of like kids on planes is a fucking nightmare, and I hate it. I know we're being nice here, and it's I'm excited for everybody. Babies on planes, that fucking sucks.
Dude, so that's funny you mentioned that because I was sitting in the Delta Lounge before our flight yesterday to come here, and this couple strolled up right in front of me, and they had a young baby. So I was like, new dad. I was like, how old, right? So I start up a conversation with these people. They're like 7-month-old baby. Nice couple from Minnesota, and they were like super anxiety ridden that like it was past his nap time or whatever it may be, and that he was going to be annoying on the plane. And I looked at them and I was like, you shouldn't feel bad about that. Like there are so many things that people could do on planes to drown out the crying of a baby, right? Like throw some headphones in, listen to something, and like just move on. And I was like,
as on the other side, you switch sides.
Yeah, for sure.
That's why I'm laughing. It's amazing, man.
For sure.
I'm already like, fuck that crime. I'm like, but tomorrow I'm gonna be like, that baby deserves to wail.
Dude, they said the same thing. They were like, we used to be like the get the baby off the plane people. And I'm like, nah, you gotta just be like, because honestly, if I hear a crying baby, I'm not gonna listen to it. I'm gonna figure out something to do to not.
Well, I've thought a lot about this, and I want to be clear. I don't think it's the parents' fault. I solely blame the baby. It's like the parents can't control it. They're like this. I know, they don't want their baby to be crying, but it's the baby's fault. And I hate to be the bad guy on that one, but it's the baby's fault.
I think a lot of people like they push it, like they want to go on vacations immediately and they want to bring their baby everywhere, and the baby might not be ready to be on a plane. That's kind of where it's like a little bit the parents' fault. Like this baby's gonna be a wreck on that plane, and you're just kind of forcing it so you can go get like an Instagram picture in like St. Lucia or something. I don't know, like it's what I mean. Like it's a little too early, but if there's ever a time to bring a baby on, it's when they're not really mobile. Like 7 months seems like a pretty decent time. Like they're kind of just chilling, they're getting their bottle and they're napping. This is not going to turn into like a Podfather show. Like we're not going to do this every single episode, but
we're an hour into this thing.
Right now, so I'm not going to talk about it.
Yeah, that's fine.
You're about to embark on this insane thing.
Yeah, I do think that there's like a time and place for it, but I totally agree, Brandon. Where it's like there's things. I mean, I don't hear like turbulence anymore. I mean, my headphones are so noise canceling that it's almost like unsettling sometimes. Yeah, I'll be walking through an airport and I feel like people think I'm like an asshole because they're like, Frankie, I don't hear a fucking word. Not a word. I can't hear myself breathe. I can't hear turbulence. No.
Turbulence make a sound?
Well, like the effects of turbulence. Yeah.
You don't feel turbulence with your headphones on?
I said here, right?
What's the sound that turbulence makes?
Did I just have like a stroke? I don't know.
It's like the plane rattling.
Yeah, the plane rattling.
Oh, I didn't know.
I was and just like the engine revving.
When I think about turbulence, I think about a feeling, not a sound.
I don't know. Like a pretty smooth flight is like you don't really hear much, and then like and if you're in a turbulent flight, it's fucking loud as shit. No, I mean, I definitely feel it. I'm not like immune to feeling turbulence. I was just meant more about like the noise.
I never connected turbulence with a sound.
Wow.
I
Well, we were
think
talking
so.
about noise canceling headphones, which was why I connected to a sound. But
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's a sound to it. It's like it's panic a little bit. It's
Yeah.
like luggage is rummaging. The pile, yeah, you can hear the engines are kind of like they're doing something a little different, trying to
chaos,
like
They're,
battle
like
through a
flying
little
through
bit.
like fucking clouds that are like
It's
pushing
usually
you
the
around.
clouds. The clouds usually planes, for as long as we've been doing it, they don't like the clouds at all.
Hate clouds.
Yeah.
Noise canceling is an unbelievable technology because
I actually don't know how it works.
I don't either because, dude, I've had with these techniques that we've been using for a couple of years now, like they've got this app and you can sometimes it's just not on the noise canceling. It's on like the ambiance or whatever the setting.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll like realize that a couple minutes into the flight and be like, wait, and I hit a button and it's like I went to another planet instantly. Like I can't hear the engines, the air. I can't hear people crying. I can't hear anything except for whatever I want to be hearing. And even if I don't have something playing, I don't have music, I don't have a podcast, I can't hear anything really. I don't know how the fuck they do that. I have no clue.
Yeah, I have no clue, but it works really, really well. And like bottom line, when it comes down to like being on planes and stuff, if you do noise canceling, you are like by yourself. Like that's such a luxury to have where if there is, people talking or a baby crying, you can just put those things in and boom, you're by yourself. That is a luxury for sure.
We've partnered up with our friends at 2K to offer you PGA Tour 2K25 Barstool themed apparel for your My Player. Barstool apparel rewards are available for you for free in PGA Tour 2K25. Buy PGA Tour 2K25 and create your My Player to equip the Barstool apparel. Check out the full range of Barstool apparel and PGA Tour 2K25 within the PGA Tour Superstore. Go to the link in our description to claim your free in-game items. We love this game, and Frankie, you spearhead a lot of this action.
Yeah, absolutely love 2K. Our Barstool Golf Society is running. We just did the spring major, we called it, and I found a golf course that someone had built 5 days before I put the tournament live. It was called Golden Grass Golf Club. I had saw it. I'm in a Facebook group that from like years ago. It's called like the Golf Club 2019 or something like that I've been in since I've just been a fan of this game. That's what 2K used to be called, the Golf Club.
That's
and
right.
It used to be like the Golf Club 2018, 2019, whatever. Then 2K kind of merged with them. They bought HB Studios, which used to produce this game, and now they produce it for 2K. Whatever. That's the whole backstory to that. They're great. And there's this community of people that build golf courses, and everyone talks about them as if they're real architects and golf courses. Like they'll put up their screenshots and they'll put in their descriptions of why they built the golf course that way, and everyone kind of comments on it. It's awesome community that they all just talk about these user created, generated courses. So I kind of pick and choose from those for the Barstool Golf Society, and I found this one, Golden Grass Golf Course. It had like 30 plays before we did it, and now it's got thousands. The guy's probably like, what the hell just happened? It's the coolest course ever. And I just love that about 2K, that it brings out this creativity in people that they can just sit at home and build a legitimate virtual golf course to like the exact spec of a real golf course. Walkways, halfway houses, everything, like, lounge areas. There's fucking seats out by the patio at the clubhouse. It's nuts. So you add all that with the fact that they've able to customize the players with Barstool Golf merchandise. It's a no-brainer to get this game. It's so much fun. I play with my dad every night. Go and get this game. It's the best thing that we've got in golf to be able to play at home. I'm telling you right now, you will not be pissed off playing this game. You're gonna have so much fun.
Connect your 2K account for free Barstool apparel in PGA Tour 2K25. Offer available to users age 13 plus until May 14th, 2025. Trying not to cough, and I'm just struggling. Requires PGA Tour 2K25, internet connection, and a full 2K account. Rewards will be available to claim from the main menu until June 14th, 2025. Unclaimed rewards will be forfeited. Terms apply. Golf Galaxy is the place we trust with our golf game. It's our go-to place to gear up for the golf season on everything from equipment, apparel, golf shoes, and services to dial in our games. The times I've gone to Golf Galaxy, it is just fun to be there. That's true. They have state-of-the-art hitting bays with TrackMan. They do custom fittings and golf lessons from PGA professionals. You can also just go in and check out all the gear, hit some putts, and just talk golf with the employees. Everyone who works there is great. They take care of us when we go in, and they love talking golf and helping people get better. I see people doing this during like their lunch break all the time, which is a great like corporate guy move. They go in there and they're like business casual. They roll up the sleeves. They grab a couple putters off the rack, couple spiders, and they just start rolling the rock and then chit chatting with the employees. Be like, hey, did you see the way that one came off? I kind of respect the hell out of that move.
Yeah, it's a great place to just go and walk around. I mean, you can find anything you want in there, and they do have hitting bays. They've got TrackMan. You can hit a few balls. They'll fit you. They'll do it all. It's a one-stop shop for golfers. So, like you're saying, if you don't have a ton of time, you got a busy schedule. Everybody's really busy. Go to a Golf Galaxy, check it out, and they will get you outfitted with everything that you need to just be the best golfer that you can be. So yeah, go check one out, walk around, buy some stuff. It's just really fun.
My buddy Tom texted me a picture of a putter in his front seat, brand new, still the wrapping on it, and I was like, no way, like sick. I was like, have you played with it yet? He's like, no, but I was rolling the rock great at Golf Galaxy. So that's literally
that's it.
He went there, made a million putts, bought it, took it home. Like that was signed, sealed, delivered.
It's the dream, man. There's a reason why Golf Galaxy is the exclusive retailer of the Skills Barstool collection. We trust them to get our games right and your games right. Golf Galaxy always has the newest and best selection of golf apparel and footwear. They do 24-hour club regripping, which is huge. I go get that done quite a bit. Go to your local Golf Galaxy to check out all the best golf products or shop online at golfgalaxy.com. A couple quick things from Rory. Somebody mentioned it briefly earlier, but the Tiger Woods text that he got was all time. I believe it's just 5 words. He said, welcome to the club, kid. Obviously into the Grand Slam crew. There's only 6 players in the history of golf that are in that. Tiger Woods and Rory McIlroy are the only ones that are under the age of like 85 at this point. So insanely cool. And then the other favorite one that I heard was Rory saying that Sir Elton John reached out to him, and he said that so it was, I think it was Jimmy Fallon or one of those that he was on where he was telling all these stories. And he said, yeah, that one would have never, he's like, that one would have never crossed. I would have never thought that of all people, Sir Elton John would be like watching the Masters and thinking like, I got to get in touch with McIlroy. So he said, oh, would you talk to him? He said, no, I haven't talked to him yet. He said, why not? He said, well, what happened was Sir Elton John's assistant called me and left me a message. And so called the person back and said, hey, this is, so-and-so. Said, Sir Elton John would like to congratulate you, Mr. McIlroy. However, Sir Elton John does not have a cell phone. So I don't know how exactly we'll be able to coordinate this, but at some time in the near future, I'm going to try really hard to coordinate you and Sir Elton John to have a phone call so he could congratulate you because he thought your Masters win was really impressive. And Rory was like, all right, that sounds great.
Dude, we talked about at the beginning of the show about how rich and famous people, I think, change their number 4 to 6 times a year. You want to talk about being really, 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 really famous, not even having a phone.
Dude.
You get so famous that you're just like, I don't have a phone anymore. So if you got to contact me, good luck.
What a dream, Sir Elton John. Like, we've talked about it in our little world of how just throwing your phone away someday and never having to look at it would be the greatest thing in history. All the stress, all the connection, all the bullshit just gone. And to think, like, dude, Sir Elton John didn't grow up in a period where he's incapable of knowing how to use a cell phone, dude. Like, in the 2000s, 2010, I guarantee he's as cell phone savvy as you could be. And he just made that call however long ago, being like, nope. I'm fucking done, dude. No phone. His assistant can't even get in touch with him to tell. His assistant has to tell Rory McIlroy, Sir Elton John made a note to congratulate you, but I don't know how to get you in touch with
you. That's what I was going to say. I understand Sir Elton John not having a phone. That makes all the sense in the world. I would get rid of mine too. But there's the person standing next to Elton John at all times has to have a phone. So he can just hand the phone to Elton John and be like, here's Rory McIlroy. He just won the Masters. To have the person who's supposed to be closest to you not even have access to you is a level of not giving a fuck that is really reserved for people like Sir Elton John.
Also, just the planning that's about to go into seeing if there's a time that he can congratulate him over like a minute phone call is so funny. Like, this guy's life is so outrageous that we'll maybe find a minute in the near future where I can hand him this phone for something that he wants to do. This is not just Sir Elton John initiated this conversation.
Right?
That's right.
Right. Sir Elton John, like, on his like on his daily like morning call, his assistant was like, "Hey, you know something else that came across my desk? I would need you to call that Rory McIlroy fella. I was watching that Masters yesterday, and that was awesome. So just let's get in touch with that guy." And then that's it. That's just like they don't know what else to do.
Just
after
states
that.
like what he wants to do, and they like make it happen. Like he's eating his breakfast, and he's like, "I'd like to call Rory McIlroy." Okay, we'll make it happen. Dude, we watched a TikTok last night at my in-laws' house because they were like blown away of this dad showing his daughter or like reading out a lot of things from like the 90s and the early 2000s, or I guess like the 80s and the 90s. And she had no idea what they were. And it was like the Yellow Pages. And I mean, you guys obviously know what the Yellow Pages are. And the Yellow Pages, and she goes, "Is that a band?" And it was like, what are we talking about?
It's a good band name.
It is a very good band name, the Yellow Pages. I luckily grew up right at the end of all of this stuff. I used it all. Like going to baseball games, we still had to stop at gas stations and ask for directions. My dad got like the very first GPS, whatever that was. Was that like a Garmin? What was that?
Yeah. Garmin. Yeah, I think so.
And it was like you saw the big car and like just a route. There was no imaging of anything. You never passed it. It was just like you got to make a right. That was like a cool thing. Another thing was burning CDs. She had no idea what that meant. And I was like, that's crazy. My sister, Jenna, that was like our biggest bonding moment. Like she would hand me a new mix of late 90s, early 2000s mix of, pop punk and Coheed and Cambria and whatever she was listening to. I was like, wow, this is the coolest thing ever. Blockbuster was one where she had no idea. She thought it was like a video game, like Roblox or something like that. Yeah. Wow. Which Blockbuster to me, I always had to pee when I went into a Blockbuster. And I think there's something psychological about going into stores. You can look it up. There's something like you feel calm and like you almost feel like there's a bathroom there that your bladder. It's almost what is it, like Pavlov's thing?
Pavlov's dogs.
Like when I walked into I don't know, maybe like the first time I ever went into a Blockbuster, I really had to pee and I was so excited. And then no matter what I did, when my dad took me to Blockbuster, even if I peed right before I went, I walked in and I'd hold myself. I go, I gotta pee. He'd be like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Like, he's like, this is crazy. And they never had a bathroom in there. What a cool place Blockbuster was, though.
Awesome.
So good. We didn't have a Blockbusters that was closest. We had a Mr. Movies. Did you guys have one of those?
No, I didn't have a Mr. Movies.
That was the closest rental place that we had. And we would go there all the time. And it was just, yeah, man. You just stroll those
there was
aisles.
A new movie and it like took up the whole rack.
Yep, I was just going to say that too.
Like a new movie came out, whatever it was, Saw, and it was like all the Saws were out there. That's probably a bit. Maybe it was a good reference. I guess they were there. I guess Saw was like a Blockbuster generation.
Close.
Maybe not. Training Day or something. I don't know. I'm just thinking like big movies back then. Like you just see them out there, and you're like, wow, Top Gun. I wasn't alive for that. I don't think. Maybe I was.
No, I don't. That would have been close to.
I just can't think of like a 1999 movie that would have been on the front of
Men in Black.
Men in Black's a great one.
Have you ever seen the movie Stuck on You?
Yeah.
No.
About the twins?
The conjoined twins.
Yeah.
And they're like joined at the hip. When you said Pavlov's dog, the one is trying to be an actor and like he thinks he gets a role in that movie. And it's really just it's like a porno, and it's like he shows up to like a porno set, and it's called Pavlov's Dong.
Hell yeah!
And that was like the first thing that I thought.
What is the plot of that porn? Like,
I think
keep showing them a penis, and that's all they want, or something like that.
So funny.
Is that Owen Wilson in that? Who's in that movie? Stuck on You.
Oh man, I forgot.
It's not Owen Wilson.
He looks like Owen Wilson. That guy, like to a degree. But
God, I kind of like remember that movie, almost like a fever dream.
Matt Damon's in that movie.
Matt Damon. Yeah, he's one of the brothers. Yeah.
Matt Damon's one of the conjoined twins?
Yeah, and very funny movie. Pavlov's Dong. Like that, it's so funny. Like it cuts to a scene of them just at a porno. That's what I thought.
No, unfortunately, all the things that you're naming from this TikTok, I mean, I definitely remember, obviously.
Rolodex.
That was like for business people.
Yeah.
I'm not a business person, and I wasn't when I was 11.
What was the watch?
Yellow Pages.
Fossil watches. Remember those?
Oh, dude. Don't get me started on Fossil watches.
I was a huge Fossil watch guy.
Me and my buddies, we all bought the same Fossil watch. We were bros. We were fucking bros.
Yeah, dude, they were sick.
I saved every penny I had so I could buy a Fossil watch.
I never had a Fossil watch.
Oh, dude, they were legit.
Because you're
Frankie.
a loser, dude. Those things
you
were
sound
sweet.
like a
I
dork.
remember them. They were fucking thick, dude.
Yeah, they were.
Oh yeah. Fossil
It can't be a
watches, holy
company anymore,
shit.
right?
I was just
No.
on, and I actually don't think it's come out yet. I was on a dog walk draft with Eddie and all those guys, and we did a 1996 draft. And it was like you pick a sports moment, you pick a fad, you pick a song, you pick a movie. And one of the fads was Tamagotchis.
Oh yeah.
You guys do Tamagotchis?
You gotta feed them. Yeah, I think my sister.
No?
Yeah.
What are those?
It's like a little digital like pet. And it came on like a little thing that could hook onto your hip, and you had to like feed it and like take care of it. Am I remembering that
I never
correctly?
did
Yeah.
those though.
And I was actually less in. I knew what Tamagotchis were. I think my sisters had them and all that. But I was more into Digimons, which were you could fight. You could connect them with your buddies, and you would fight your Digimons.
Sick.
So awesome. But yeah, that was a fun draft.
There's a Black Mirror episode
I
in
know.
this new series about like this like guy that made a video game almost like Tamagotchis, but he basically made like sentient beings inside the like these like little Tamagotchis. They actually knew that they were real. And the guy that he gave this video game to became obsessed with like keeping these like this like AI race like alive, and it was on his like computer. And it's a fucking fucked up crazy little episode of TV. I actually recommend a lot of people to go watch it. It's nuts. And it actually it's a really thought out great episode. It's like it's the one with like the murderer on it. You see like a scary looking guy on the front. I forget the name of it though. But anyway, yeah, that got me thinking just like how many things are not like, you know, they're just not around anymore, you know? Just
Bunch
a
of 'em.
simpler time.
Tickle Me Elmo was another one that we talked about on that dog walk draft.
Elmo.
Took over the fucking world. Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, like even just like calling house numbers, right? Like asking
Yeah.
if your buddies are around, or like that is just such a time of the past. Like it's just like there was so much stress and anxiety in having to dial a buddy's phone number, and like the mom would answer, and you're like, "Is Chris home?"
Especially
I
a
remember-
girl, dude. You ever have like a girlfriend in middle school or something? You had to call
Really
their house.
bad.
Oh,
Really
hi,
bad.
Mrs. Smith. Like, is whatever Annika around tonight? Like, oh yeah, hi
Yep.
Sam. How are you? Know, you'd have to like go through 30, 60 seconds and be like, oh my god, jeez.
And you're like sweating and you're breathing heavy. You're like, hey,
Well, and then God forbid the dad picks up, and you're like, oh, no.
dude.
I don't remember what I did.
Maybe let's ride bikes.
I don't remember what I did yesterday, but I remember the phone numbers of all of my friends.
Oh,
Their home
yeah.
phones,
Oh yeah,
which is crazy.
I remember two of them. I remember right now. I was about to rattle it off, but I don't know. If
I don't
still have a
remember
phone
mine.
number.
No,
I
I
don't
wouldn't.
remember
But
mine.
I'm with you. I'm the same boat. It's yeah.
Do you remember
Weird,
your
man.
own home phone number?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Do your parents
phone-
still use
yeah.
a home phone number?
No.
No, they. Oh, I wonder if they.
Well,
they don't.
My parents
I
have a
don't think they do.
landline because they
Yeah,
don't
my
have.
parents do.
Mine occasionally in their Colorado house get pretty horrible Wi-Fi goes in and out or something, so they'll just call you back from the landline.
Yep.
No, I think my parents got rid of it, but it would have been just like 2 years ago. And they
Yeah.
had it for a very
Yeah.
long time.
Dude, they're trying to get away with like newspapers now too. And this sounds like the oldest podcast ever. About to have a kid. I'm talking about newspapers and CDs and all these things. But like there is something, and I'm not the biggest reader, and I'm a big technology guy and I get it, but there is something cool about like just even that generation still being able to fucking read a newspaper. Like that's all they know. And that there is still something so great about, you know, and my father-in-law was telling me last night, like they're charging like $7.50 just for like one edition of Newsday, like $7.50 for the newspaper.
Used to be
It's
like a
fucking
quarter.
crazy. You got to spend like $500 a month or whatever it is to just get the newspaper. I may have done the math wrong on that, but like it's fucking outrageous how expensive it is, because it's a dying business, and it's probably so expensive for them to keep it up and just
Yeah.
like to keep up with technology, and it probably
does
offsets a
suck
lot
'cause,
of like
like,
their digital.
It's such a better experience. Sitting on the porch on like a rocking chair and just flipping through the newspaper is such a better experience than sitting there on your fucking phones, doom scrolling through.
I felt like I consumed more things as a child. Like I was able to like actually understand and like soak it in. Like I would look at the standings the next day after a baseball Saturday, and I would like really dive into like what the Yankees
Yeah.
standings were, where they were at, how many games ahead they were, like what the stats were. You'd go to league leaders and you'd look at like the home runs, and I know you have it all on your phone, but I don't like really soak it in as much as I did. It's so fucking quick now, you know?
Yeah. No,
it's a
for
difference
sure.
between like that's like what studying was in school. You'd like have to get the textbook and like read it and like actually understand. Like that's like what they wanted you to do. And like there's something to that. Going and searching for something like really imprinted it in your brain.
Stories versus headline culture, right? Like, God, you read the headline and something, and then you actually versus going through and reading something that takes 7 minutes to read a story, and like how different your understanding of it then is night and day. But we don't do it. Of course, we don't do it.
Everything's so fast. We got all the answers right here.
Oh my God.
Mother's Day gifts can be a little predictable and boring. Named the best digital photo frame by Wirecutter, Aura frames are guaranteed to mix things up this year. Aura frames come with unlimited storage. You can share as many photos as you want from your phone to Mom's Aura frame. Not only will she be grateful it's not simply another gift card, she'll also love that an Aura frame means she gets to see more of you. These things are awesome. I know Frankie's family uses it. It's a phenomenal gift in a time when we all could probably be better at giving gifts.
Yeah, and I said last show, like I'm looking right now, that Aura app is so good. It says like, it's got the name of the frame and it's just a bunch of photos. Like right now, it's just a social media. You can even see my godson, Jack. He's like the cutest kid of all time.
Shout out to Jack.
And like you just scroll through, man. It's like it's a social media app essentially. All the greatest photos that you want to see of your family. You can comment on them. You can send some love. You can like it, the whole entire deal. And not only is this a great way to everyone see all the photos that you're taking, it's like a nice group, photo collage album. It goes right to the actual physical frame. So it's the greatest gift to get your mom, your dad, your grandma, your grandpa. You put this thing right there in their living room and you update these photos as you live your life, as their grandchildren grow up. You're just sending them updates and they don't even know that it's hitting it. And they look at their photo frame and it just keeps getting updated. It's the coolest technology ever. It's a great frame, really nice image on it with a great display. It's awesome. I'm telling you. You can't say enough good things about this product.
Aura has a great deal for Mother's Day, by the way. For a limited time, listeners could save on the perfect gift by visiting auraframes.com to get $35 off plus free shipping on their best-selling Carver matte frame. That is auraframes.com. Promo code is foreplay, one word, FOREPLAY. Again, auraframes.com. That's auraframes.com. Promo code is foreplay. Support the show by mentioning us at checkout. Terms and conditions apply. That is auraframes.com. Promo code is foreplay. Speaking of all the answers, we got the answer for can Jersey Jerry start 50 yards out on every single hole and defeat the fellas? We did a couple different videos. So I was playing my own ball at the Keep at McLemore, and then you guys all went up against Jerry playing 50 yards out. I know, Frankie, you had kind of tweeted it out, drummed it up, saw what people thought. Well, the video's down here.
Yeah, this was a highly debated one. We just got done talking about could you win the Masters if you started on the green? And obviously, I think at a place that's not Augusta National, if we started Jerry on the green against us, it would have been a bloodbath because it really is not as hard as people think. 50 yards is still dicey. Like it really sparked a lot of conversation. People said no chance that Jersey Jerry could beat us from 50 yards out. We were a 4-man scramble facing Jersey Jerry as were we 4 or 5-man?
4.
4-man scramble facing Jerry, and he literally, 50 yards when you're on the tee box and the guy's standing 50 yards away, it literally looks like he's on the green. Like 50 yards is nothing, especially those big greens out at the Keep.
It's like a big chip.
We played at McLemore. You could putt it. It's just you rolling the ball forward and you're on the green and one. So it was a very fun. I can't wait to see this edit because I have no idea what the hell Jerry was saying the whole day. He was kind of on his own playing from 50 yards away. A lot of people have been on Jerry for not playing great golf. I think he's going to surprise people with his 50 yards and in performance. I think it's a great, it's a great conversational piece. Like, oh, did you see Jerry? He had to beat the foreplay guys from 50 yards out. That's a great challenge. You're taking a guy that's a 25 handicap. How can he do from 50 yards out?
So yeah, that video's coming out. Check that bad boy out. We got the Truist Championship this week. Kind of mentioned it earlier, but 9 in the top 10 in the world. Rory's playing final tune-up before the PGA Championship at Quail Hollow. This is at Philly Cricket Club, which I've never been to, but kind of a famous spot. I think they've got more than 36 holes. I think they might have 45 holes at Philly Cricket Club. Of all the iconic Philly, spots, this one gets a lot of attention, a lot of love. I'm excited to see it on TV. Sponsors exemptions of note were Ricky Fowler, Keith Mitchell, Jordan Spieth, and our great friend Gary Woodland got sponsors invites into the Truist this week. And then, like I mentioned, you're going to see Rory. You're going to see a bunch of the top names in the game with the exception of Scottie Scheffler. And then next week we roll right into the PGA Championship. So without further ado, I think we're going to roll out to Oakmont. We're going to do a little filming throughout the day. And then we'll be back Thursday for the next show. But you guys got anything else?
Good luck playing. You guys are playing a big time golf course. I think people are not going to believe how hard that place is. So hopefully whatever you guys are filming really shows just how difficult this golf course is. Like, I want you guys to show when people watch that US Open, like how impressive whoever ends up winning that thing, like how impressive that is, the way they play it,
I think I've been lucky enough to play what's got to be 500 different golf courses at this point. Played Oakmont a couple times. I think Oakmont all in, start to finish, from tee to the ball rolling into the hole in the greens, is the hardest golf course I ever played, and it's not even close.
I think, and we haven't really talked about this, and I don't even know if they're going to allow us to, but I think we're going to take it all the way back.
I think you guys fight tooth and nail to do it. Like, all right, so the first tee, if you don't do it, like, go to the next one and like just go back there. What are they going to do? Tackle you? I mean, freaking Grant's probably going to like play in the US Open. You know what I mean? Like, who cares? Like, go do it.
I think that's what we're going to do. I think we're going to go all the way back and see how the squad can do from all the way back.
If you shoot 150, you shoot 150. This is the ultimate test in golf. It's the ultimate test. It is, you're putting yourself in the same position as Rory McIlroy and Scottie Scheffler. How much better are they than you guys? I would love to see that number.
These guys,
it might be 60 strokes. You know what I mean? You have no idea what the answer is.
There's not enough. There might not be enough daylight for us to play. it's
for real.
Impossible. At least like at Bethpage, dude. At least at Bethpage, the greens aren't crazy. Like, they're pretty flat.
No break Bethpage, which it never rhymes. I don't know why they call it that, but
there's a hole like at Bogey Hills Country Club. They call it no break 11, and it's just like the ball just breaks there too. It doesn't rhyme. I don't know why they say that.
Breakless
but
Bethpage.
Bethpage will kick your dick in tee to green more than anywhere I've ever seen, maybe. But it's like a reprieve, dude. Oakmont is really hard tee to green, and then the greens are like crazier than any other greens in the world. You get out there, and you're just like, how am I going to get this thing in the hole? So yeah, I'm excited to get the whole crew out there, get the camera crew. Oakmont's also we talked about Pittsburgh when we started with like the blue collar feel and all the bridges, and it's a steel town. Oakmont's as prestigious as it gets. I'm sure it's got tons and tons of unbelievably rich members, but it's got this like blue collar kind of feel to it, with Arnold Palmer's got all the history there. And it's just kicks your, the members pride themselves on like you basically being bloody and scratched up when you walk off 18. And that's kind of what it's going to be like. So yeah, I'm pumped to get out there. We'll talk about it a little bit on the next show, but that's all I got. Hit it hard.
Hit it hard.
Hit it hard.